Hey bestie, today is not a usual one that you guys are familiar with because we are going to be narrating with our images today. This is a story of a man who lost his wife to the ends of death, but at the end of the day, he married another woman. And don't mind you, he has a son with the other wife. Now, it's not a style of rivalry between two men. Let's dive into this story because you are going to enjoy it. Grab your popcorn and sit back because I bring you a premium juice. And if you are seeing my face for the first time, my name is Tolu Lokwe, but you can call me Lokwe. I will see you in the other side of the story. Many years ago, in the city of Akure, there lived a man named Deji. Deji was a hard-working man who worked in a tech firm. He was the kind of man that woke up very early in the morning with purpose, focused, dedicated, and serious about his life. Deji did not just work hard, he also loved well. He married a beautiful woman named Motun, and the two of them were living their best lives together. Their home was full of laughter, love, and peace. People that saw them together would just smile because you could tell these two people genuinely love each other. Then the news came that made their joy even bigger. Motun became pregnant. Hey, you needed to see how happy everybody was. Deji was over the moon. His mother, Mrs. Ojo, was dancing. The whole family was excited. They were counting down the days, preparing everything and making sure Motun was comfortable. When the day of the delivery started approaching, Motun got sick. It started small, but it became serious very fast. Deji rushed out to the hospital and the doctor did everything they could. The baby came safe and sound, but during the delivery, something went wrong. Motun did not make it. She left the baby behind and went to a place none of them could follow. Deji stood in that hospital and his whole world collapsed right in front of him. After Deji finished mourning Motun, Deji was not himself anymore. He would wake up and say nothing to anyone. The man that used to laugh and fill the house with energy was completely gone. The baby was there, crying, feeding, growing, but Deji could not even look at him. Then one day, Mrs. Ojo walked up to him gently and sat him down. Deji, my son, we need to name this child. We cannot keep calling him baby forever. Hey! Deji jumped up like something biting. His eyes were red. His voice was shaking. Mama, please, do not mention that baby to me. Mrs. Ojo held her chest. My son, Mama, look at me. Deji cutting. Look at me very well. My life is empty. My life is full of shame. You can see how the whole world is against me. And you are here telling me to name a yeye baby. That baby that took the holy source of my joy from me. His voice cracked. Ah, Mama, you are wicked though. Just let me be, I beg you. Then he eased and walked away, leaving his mother standing there with tears running down her face. Mrs. Ojo did not have a choice. She wiped her tears, carried that baby in her arm, and said, I name you Dotun from today. Since his father could not do it, his grandmother did. And from that day, Dotun lived with his grandmother, Mrs. Ojo. Mrs. Ojo took care of Dotun. He will bathe him, sing for him, feed him, and became Mrs. Ojo's resting place. 7 years passed. Deji remained unmarried. He was just existing, going to work, coming back home, living like a man that had lost his color. Dotun was growing up fine under his grandmother's care, but Deji kept his distance. The pain of losing Motun was still sitting on his chest like something he could not remove. Then one day, Mrs. Ojo called Deji to her house. Deji came and sat down quietly. Mrs. Ojo looked at her son and she began, "My son, Olowo ori mi, my source of joy." "Mama," Deji answered quietly, "I know you are still grieving. I know, my son, but you cannot keep dwelling in the past. It is time to move forward." Deji looked away. "Mama, please. No. Listen to me." She moved closer. "Marry another woman, my son. A woman that will take care of Dotun and give him the best in life." "Mama, this is not easy oh. I know." She held his hand tight. "But as you can see, I am becoming weak oh. I cannot keep taking care of Dotun the way I used to. I beg you, my son." By now, Deji's face were filled with tears. "Mama, this is hard. I know, my son, I know." Then slowly, Deji nodded. He accepted. Not long after that conversation with his mother, Deji picked himself up and decided to move forward. He started searching, and before long he found someone. Her name was Gbemi. Gbemi was a very beautiful woman, calm, easy to be around. When she came into that house, she brought life back into it. She took care of Dotun like he was her own child. She would cook for him, check his own work, play with him, and make sure he was comfortable. Deji watched all of this and his heart was full. He felt like maybe, just maybe, things were finally getting better. But then, Gbemi got pregnant and everything changed. It started small, a sharp word here, a cold look there. Then it became more frequent. She started picking on Dotun at every small opportunity. If he breathed wrong, she had something to say. If he moved wrong, she had something to say. Deji noticed, but he kept telling himself, "She's pregnant. It is the pregnancy talking. It will pass, jare." As you can see that Deji has married Gbemi. Do you think this Gbemi is going to do right or is going to do wrong? Because now she's pregnant, and now we just think that maybe it's the pregnancy that is making her to behave like this. But let's continue watching to the end. We don't know what may happen. But it did not pass. Then one day, Dotun was sitting quietly in the sitting room watching TV. Then Gbemi walked in. She took one look at him sitting there and something just snapped inside him. "Hey, are you okay? Is something wrong with you?" Dotun looked up confused. "Ma, don't ma me. Where is your manners? There is a pile of dirty plates sitting inside that kitchen and you are here watching this nonsense on TV like you have no sense." "Ma, I was just what? Just what exactly?" Gbemi cut him off sharply. "See, before I open my eyes, you better get up from that chair, enter that kitchen and wash every single plate in there. Now, I mean now." Dotun did not say another word. He quietly stood up, dropped the remote and walked straight into the kitchen. His hand reached for the plate and he started washing one by one. And so the days continue. Gbemi did not stop. If anything, she got worse. Every single day, there was something. Every single day, Dotun was at the receiving end of her anger. The boy just kept quiet and endured everything. What else could he do? Then Gbemi gave birth to a baby boy. They named him Dayo. Deji looked at his family and breathed a sign of relief. He told himself, now that she has given birth, everything will go back to normal. She will calm down now. Hey, Deji was wrong oh. Instead of things getting better, Gbemi shifted gear. Now she has a new weapon, her own son Dayo. Anything that Dotun had, anything that caught Dotun's interest, Gbemi made sure Dayo took it. New clothes, Dayo gets the better one. Food, Dayo eats first and gets the bigger share. Dotun things were never safe in that house. And when Dayo would cry or complain, Gbemi would pull him close, look him dead in the eyes, and whisper, don't worry, my baby, don't cry. But mommy, Dotun has. Shh! Gbemi caught him softly. You are the son of your father. Dotun cannot take your place, oh. You hear me? You are not a bastard. He is. You are number one in this house. Dayo wiped his tears and sniffed. Everything your father has belongs to you, my son. Nobody can take it if anybody tries anything. In this house, I will make sure I deal with it. Just calm down, okay? Calm down. And Dayo would nod, not even fully understanding what his mother was planting inside him. Years passed, just like that. Dotun kept his head down, worked hard in school, and before long, he finished his secondary school. And not just finished, he got admission into the university. The whole house was supposed to be celebrating. Deji was planning, sorting things out, making sure everything was ready to send Dotun off to school. But Gbemi was watching, and Gbemi was thinking, oh, I need to do something about this thing. This boy cannot go like that. Then one evening, Deji had just come back from work. He was tired, but his mind was on Dotun's school fees. He sat down on the bed and started going through his phone, checking his account balance and doing his calculations. Gbemi walked in. She was looking calm and sweet. She sat beside him on the bed and smiled. Babe. Deji answered without looking up. You looked stressed, oh. Are you okay? I am fine, oh. He dropped his phone. I'm just trying to sort out Dotun's school fee. The session is starting soon and I don't want him to miss it. Gbemi nodded slowly. Oh, okay. Then she was quiet for a moment. Then she shifted closer. Babe, actually, that is not what I wanted to talk to you about. Deji looked at her. What is it? See, Gbemi started, her voice soft and careful. I did not want to bother you with this, but that your school sent a letter. They are changing his school fees structure, and if we don't pay by next week, they will give his spot to another child. Deji frowned. And how much are we talking about? Gbemi mentioned the amount. It was almost exactly what Deji had kept aside for Dotun. Gbemi, that is a lot of money, oh. I know, babe, I know. She placed her hand on his. But you know, Dayo cannot leave that school. He just settled in. You know how much that school means to his future. Deji rubbed his face. But what about Dotun's school fees? I was supposed. Babe. Gbemi caught him gently. Dotun is a big boy. He will understand. He can wait for the next academic section. It is just a few months. Nothing will happen. Gbemi, I don't know. Deji. She looked at him with soft eyes. Which one is more urgent? A child that will lose his school space this week, or a university admission that can wait? Think about it. Deji sat there quietly. He was tired, he was stressed, and Gbemi's words were smooth and heavy at the same time. Then slowly, he reached for his phone and made the transfer and handed Gbemi the money. Make sure you sort out Dayo's school. Gbemi collected it with both hands and smiled. Thank you, baby. God bless you for me. She stood up, walked out of that room, and the moment she stepped out, the smile on her face changed into something else entirely. And just like that, the money was gone. So Deji sat Dotun down and said, my son, you will have to wait for the next academic session. Dotun looked at his father. Sir, I don't have the money right now. Just wait. Next session, we will sort everything out. Dotun said nothing. He just nodded and walked away. But the pain on that boy's face, hey, it was the kind of pain that breaks ties. Not long, news reached Mrs. Ojo, the grandmother, and Mrs. Ojo did not sit down. She came to that house like a woman on a mission. She walked straight to Deji and faced him. Deji, are you insane? Deji, who was not expecting his mother, stood up and said, Mama, I said, are you mad? Why are you treating that boy like that? He deserves to go to school. I don't care where you want to find that money. Oh, go and find that money right away. Mama, please, lower your voice. Lower my voice? Mrs. Ojo laughed a dry laugh. Ha ha. Me, lower my voice? For what exactly? Now, inside the room, Gbemi was listening. She was pacing up and down, her face tight with anger, talking to herself. Oh, this woman has come again. This woman has come again. What kind of rubbish is this? Why will she come here to disrupt everything? Why? She was still pacing when she heard her name. Gbemi, Gbemi, come out here. Gbemi stopped. She took a breath and fixed her face and walked out. Mrs. Ojo turned and looked at her straight in the eyes. Then she began, you are a wicked woman. You are a wicked woman. Gbemi opened her mouth. I said, you are a wicked woman. Oh, Mrs. Ojo repeatedly and slowly. Even if my son Deji has no sense, and clearly he doesn't, you, Gbemi, you don't have sense too? The room was dead silent. Just imagine, it is Dayo that is in this position. Will you have done this to him? Will you have told him to wait for the next academic section? Answer me now. Oh, Gbemi said nothing. I don't care how you and my son want to find out money. Oh, Mrs. Ojo's voice was shaking now. This boy must go to school. If not, I will do something stupid to the both of you. I promise you that. She grabbed her bag and walked straight out of that house. Mama, Mama, Deji ran after her. Mama, please listen to me. Mama, Mama, please. Mrs. Ojo spun around with fire in her eyes. Deji, if you do not find a solution to this problem, you will lose me as your mother. I mean, every single word. Then she flagged down a taxi, got in, and was gone. And Deji stood there on that street, watching the taxi disappear. He was confused, ashamed of himself. By the time Deji entered the house, Gbemi was already pacing up and down the sitting room. Her arms were folded, her face was tight, and the moment she saw Deji walk through the door, she spun around and faced him. "Why is your mother shouting at me?" Deji said nothing. He just stood there, as if I am a bad person. If she truly wants her grandson to go to school, why can't she pay the money? Why can't she send him herself? Why is she coming here to shout at me? Deji looked at his wife. Something was burning slowly inside him. Then he spoke. "Gbemi, what? Please." His voice was low and tight. "Please, please, please, I beg you in the name of God. What my mother said is right. She is right. I am feeling guilty right now. I should never have given you that money." Let me open her mouth, but Deji continued. "At least we could have changed that your school. That was possible. But Dotun, we should not have done this to that boy. We should not have done it." Gbemi's eyes went wide. "Is that why your mother is shouting at me? Huh? Am I the cause of all this problem? Did I not take care of that boy? Did I not?" "Gbemi." She stopped. "Shut up." Deji's voice cracked the whole room. "Please just shut up. What are you even saying right now? Is my mother not right? Is she not right?" Gbemi took a step back. "I have seen a lot of things in this house." Deji shook his head slowly. "Oh Jesus, I feel so stupid right now. I should have seen through you the moment you came to me with that story about that your school fees. I should have seen through all. He paused and looked straight at her. "Let me ask you something, Gbemi. Assuming it is Dayo that is in this position, assuming it is your son that got the admission, will you have allowed me to take money that belongs to Dayo and give it to Dotun? Will you have sat quietly and said yes? Answer me now." Oh. Gbemi opened her mouth. "Answer me, Gbemi." She said nothing. "Exactly." Deji nodded slowly. "You will have brought down this entire house, but because it is Dotun, you are standing here acting like nothing happened. That is not your own definition of taking care of that boy." Gbemi eased and looked away. "Anyway," he said quietly, "I don't have anything else to say to you. You see this freezer? I am selling it. You see this television? I am selling it. And I will gather the money and send Dotun to school. You will not dare. You will not dare." Gbemi stepped forward with her full chest. "You want to sell our television? Or what am I hearing? You want to sell our freezer? For what exactly? For what exactly? Because you want to send that thing. That thing. Shut up." Deji pointed at her. "Hold it right there. Why are you calling Dotun a thing? Why are you calling my son a thing? Does it not have a name?" Gbemi is. "You are my wife." Deji's eyes were red now. "Don't you ever try that again. He's a human being. And moreover, he has a name and he's going to school. Do you hear me? I don't care what you want to do, Gbemi. I don't care." Then Gbemi cut in. "Good. Because I don't care what you want either." Deji cut her off. "Everything I have said, I will do it. That boy is going to school. Full stop. This television and this freezer." Gbemi stepped closer. "You are not selling anything in this house. Nothing." Deji looked at her slowly. Then a dry smile crossed his face. "Let me ask you something." His voice became calm and very dangerous. "Are you challenging me?" Gbemi stood her ground. "Try it and see. Okay?" Deji nodded. Let us see then. Did you buy this television? Did you buy this freezer? Did you bring one cupboard to buy anything in this house? Let us see. Let's see how you want to play this game. Let us see who will stop me. Gbemi stood there, her mouth wide open, then closed, then opened again, but nothing came out. Deji turned around and walked out of that sitting room, leaving Gbemi standing there with her mouth wide open. Hey bestie, I know that you might be hungry right now that, oh, Lope did not finish this story, but don't worry. Trust me, calm down, because I want to give you a better gist, a better one. As you can see, that's Gbemi, Deji and Dotun. The thing is going round, 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 round. Do you think that Gbemi is really doing a good job? Or do you think that the grandma is overreacting? How do you think Dotun is going to undo this thing? Because we are just getting started though, and we don't know what is going to unfold. I will see you in the next story, because part 2 is going to come after this. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, share, love, like with your loved ones. Until I bring another one in your way. Bye. Mwah.